In this breaking story, Donald Trump is running away as a top attorney just dropped a brutal Ghislaine Maxwell bomb. That's right. No matter what Donald Trump does, he just cannot stop being haunted by Epstein. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're also ready for Donald Trump to leave the White House and never come back. And at this point, Donald Trump is so disastrous, even Fox News cannot spin the abysmal new jobs reports.
Report was a market mover, okay? Yeah. Usually challenger reports, I don't think, move markets, but we've got another embargoed challenger report, which is now off embargo, and it says that job cuts surpassed 1 million, right? The highest October total since 2003. Yeah. Companies cite cost-cutting AI in October, John. This is exactly what I asked the president about.
That's right. That's the problem. Not only were announced layoffs, I think now for the entire year, the highest level since 2020. That's a recession year, but announced hirings are also down considerably. That's not a good mix, and you have to worry about jobs growth. If you don't start growing payrolls, eventually that's going to hurt the growth of consumer incomes, and in turn, consumer spending will suffer. The other thing that I want to point out is a lot of these people that are losing jobs because of AI have white-collar jobs. Yeah. But as you noted, we have a lot of openings for people with skilled trades.
Absolutely.
How in the world?
And to add fuel to the fire, more and more Americans are growing furious with the cost of living crisis.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can bloviate as much as you want in Washington, D.C., but at the end of the day, it's the American people who make the ultimate decision at the ballot box, like they did last month in Virginia, in New Jersey. And this is what it's all about, baby. Google searches for affordability up 110% versus a year ago. More folks search for affordability in the last month than at any point since the Great Recession, all the way back in 2009. This is no con job. This is the American people going online, searching for affordability. It's the American people going to the ballot box, voting on affordability. They think it is an important issue to touch on. Donald Trump might want to make the argument it's a con job, but the American people don't think so.
When it comes to things like high prices, I mean, what is the top issue that Americans say they are facing, bar none?
Yeah, you named it. You named it. I mean, ta-da! It's the cost of living, most important to you right now, 36%. What's right behind it? The economy, 20%. And then I combined here healthcare or Medicare and Social Security right down there, number 3, 17%. What do these all have in common? It's do, re, mi. It's all about the economy, spending, cost of living, entitlement.
But now Trump is running away as a top attorney just dropped a Ghislaine Maxwell bomb. Take a look at this breaking story.
Convicted sex trafficker and Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell says she plans to ask a judge to release her from prison. She is also looking to stop the release of the grand jury transcripts. A new letter submitted by her lawyer claims Maxwell would suffer severe harm if those records are publicized, something the Justice Department is petitioning the court to do amid the mounting pressure to release all of the Epstein files. Joining me now is Eric Fidali, a partner and managing attorney at the Bloom firm who represents 11 Epstein survivors. Eric, welcome. So it is not clear what legal grounds Maxwell will argue in her plea for release, but will she have a strong case to make?
I hope not. I certainly don't know of any grounds that would allow a convicted child sex trafficker who is already in a minimum security resort style prison to be released from prison. I'm unfamiliar with any authority that would give her the grounds. And frankly, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's insulting. I think it's appalling that she's continuing to interfere, that she's continuing to try to get more and more special treatment. I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell is probably the most nicely treated convicted child sex trafficker I've ever heard of. I don't know of any other convicted child sex traffickers who are allowed to play with puppies and are getting special meals in their, minimum security resort. So frankly, I think she should just, shut up really and just sit behind bars and wait out the rest of her sentence.
Well, I'm going to say, Eric, that your sentiment is is not alone. There are a lot of people who feel the same way. So what would compel her to do this? Is it a level of hubris? Is it that she has some sort of an idea that someone in the administration would say, you know what, you've paid your dues to society, we're going to let you go?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, she's clearly someone who appears to be very entitled. You know, I was at her criminal trial, and I recall her defense attorney in their opening statement compared Jeffrey Epstein to James Bond 007. I mean, it's almost as if her and her team like live in this alternate reality where either they truly believe she did nothing wrong or are unwilling to admit it. It's really baffling where she gets this sort of sense of entitlement, thinks that she should be getting this special treatment, thinks that she should be interfering with, you know, the grand jury and the release of files and the release of documents. It's so insulting and re-victimizing to the survivors. Frankly, myself and them are sick of hearing about her. But to your other point, you know, when Donald Trump was asked, he would consider a pardon, you know, any person with reasonable common sense would think the answer would just be, of course not. She's a convicted child sex trafficker. Why would I pardon her? But he didn't say that. He said, you know, I think I'm paraphrasing, I'll look into it, which like left the door open. Again, appalling, re-victimizing, baffling. But perhaps she's sort of hanging on to those, you know, that lack of commitment from Donald Trump that maybe if she keeps pressing, keeps keeping herself in the news, keeps, you know, doing things that align with this administration's efforts, then maybe she will get a pardon.
Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.